Hey everyone, and welcome back. We love digging into the software world here.
Absolutely.
And today,
Yeah.
we're tackling something that seems simple on the surface, but it's
Yeah.
deceptively complex.
It really is.
Software demos.
Software demos. Yeah, we've all sat through them.
Oh yeah.
Good, bad, and ugly.
The good, the bad, and the ugly for sure.
But there's a real art to it.
Yes.
Most people don't realize.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's where this deep dive comes in, right?
Uh-huh.
We've got some great insights from LearnXYZ.
Oh, they're great.
Their articles are fantastic, and our mission today
Yeah.
is to take their knowledge and help you, dear listener, become a demo pro,
Yes.
whether you're giving the demos or just watching them.
Absolutely. And one of the most fascinating things about LearnXYZ's material is that they emphasize that a demo is not just about showing off all the features.
Right.
It's about storytelling,
Okay.
problem solving, building connections.
I like that. Let's unpack that, because I think a lot of people, myself included, have been in those demos where it's just slide after slide of features and you kind of zone out.
You start to tune out, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's where that LearnXYZ definition is so insightful.
Okay.
They say that a demo should be about showcasing value.
Okay.
Think about it like a movie trailer.
Okay.
If a movie trailer just listed scenes, would you want to see that movie?
No.
No, it's got to give you a taste, a glimpse of the story, the emotions, the stakes. That's what a demo should do for software.
So instead of saying, look, our software can do X, Y, and Z,
Right.
it's more about saying, here's how our software can solve your problems.
Exactly. Here's how our software can help you overcome this specific challenge or streamline this specific process.
I see.
Achieve this goal.
So it's about outcomes.
Outcomes, exactly.
Okay.
And that's where that LearnXYZ breakdown of a great demo comes in.
Okay.
They talk about structure,
Uh-huh.
starting with a really clear intro and objectives, and then moving into a user-focused flow.
Okay, let's break that down a bit more.
Sure.
Intro and objectives. That makes sense.
Yeah, you got to set the stage.
Set the stage right.
But what do they mean by user-focused flow?
Yeah. What does that mean?
So think about it this way.
Okay.
If we were giving you a demo, we wouldn't just talk about the software in general terms.
Right.
We would tailor the examples to your industry,
Okay.
to your pain points.
It's got to be relevant.
It's got to be relevant. We're mirroring how the user actually interacts with the software.
That's a great point, and it ties back to what we were saying earlier about showcasing value.
Yes.
It's not enough to say our software has this cool feature.
Right.
You need to show what that means for the user.
Exactly. You need to show how that feature translates into a tangible benefit for the user.
Like a real-world example.
Like a real-world use case. Exactly.
And LearnXYZ has a whole section on this.
They do.
With some great examples.
Goldmine.
So if we were showing you a project management software, we wouldn't just talk about Gantt charts and task lists.
Right.
We'd actually show you how it helps teams stay organized.
Yeah, how it helps them collaborate effectively, how it helps deliver projects on time and within budget.
Okay.
Real-world stuff.
Yeah, the more specific, the better.
Absolutely. The more specific and tailored those use cases are to the audience, the more impactful the demo will be.
And it all goes back to empathy.
Yes.
And putting yourself in the user's shoes.
Exactly. Understanding their challenges.
And that leads to the larger goals of a demo.
The big picture.
Yeah. LearnXYZ outlines 15 different objectives.
15.
But there are a few that I think are most relevant to our listeners.
Okay.
Understanding complex concepts.
Yes.
Building trust.
Uh-huh.
And supporting decision-making.
Big ones.
Yeah. So let's dive into those.
Let's do it.
How does a demo help someone understand complex concepts?
Okay, so imagine trying to explain a really complicated idea without any visuals. It's tough, right?
Yeah.
But a demo can make the intangible tangible. It can take this abstract idea and make it into a real solution that people can see and understand and interact with.
It's like the difference between reading about a car and test driving it.
Exactly. The experience brings it to life.
Yeah. And that experience also helps build trust.
It does. A good demo doesn't just tell you about the software's capabilities. It shows you.
It shows you.
In action.
Yeah, because you can say, our software can do all these great things.
Right.
But until people see it,
yes,
there's that skepticism.
There's always that little bit of doubt.
A demo bridges that gap.
It does. Seeing is believing for the digital world.
Exactly.
And then there's that decision-making aspect.
Uh-huh.
A well-crafted demo can give those potential users the knowledge and the confidence to make informed choices.
So instead of feeling overwhelmed,
Right.
they walk away with a clear understanding of how the software can help them.
Exactly. They can visualize how the software fits into their workflow, they can anticipate the benefits, and they can feel confident in their decision to move forward.
So it gives them the tools to evaluate
Yes.
and compare.
It empowers them to make the right choice.
Excellent. And that's good for everyone.
It is. It's a win-win.
Now, LearnXYZ also touched on project demos.
Yeah.
How are those different?
Project demos are fascinating because they're not just about showing the finished product. They're about taking the audience on the whole journey. Showing the evolution of a project from its very beginning to its final execution.
So you see the whole process?
You see the whole process, the challenges, the solutions along the way.
Like a behind-the-scenes look?
Exactly. And that's so valuable because it gives you insight into real-world problem-solving, collaboration, innovation.
Do you see how a team works together?
You see how they tackled obstacles, how they adapted to changes, and how they ultimately achieved success.
It's like a case study, but much more engaging.
Yeah. Absolutely. Much more dynamic.
And that's something to keep in mind no matter what kind of demo you're giving.
It is.
Make it a compelling experience.
Make it an experience. Don't just give them information.
Okay, folks, we're going to have to pause there for now.
Okay.
We've laid the groundwork, defined what a great demo is, and talked about the different types and goals.
The fundamentals.
But join us in part 2, where we'll get into the do's and don'ts.
The nitty-gritty.
Because trust me, there are some pitfalls you'll want to avoid.
Oh, yeah.
So stay tuned.
We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. Ready to get into some more of these practical tips for demos?
Absolutely. Part 1, we talked about the big picture.
Right. The what and the why.
But now let's get tactical.
Let's do it.
LearnXYZ had a whole section on demo do's and don'ts.
Oh, yeah. It's a goldmine.
Where should we even begin?
Well, one of the biggest mistakes people make is poor preparation.
Oh, yeah.
And LearnXYZ emphasizes this over and over again.
Can't just wing it.
No, especially not if you want to really make an impression.
I've definitely been there, that last-minute scrambling.
Oh, yeah.
Hoping the tech works.
It's stressful.
It is, and it shows.
It does. That lack of preparation, it affects your whole delivery, your confidence.
It really does.
LearnXYZ recommends not just knowing your material, but actually rehearsing like multiple times.
Present it out loud.
Present it out loud as if the audience were right there.
That makes a lot of sense because even if you have an idea of what you want to say, when you say it out loud, you might realize some things sound clunky or...
You realize the transitions are awkward.
Yeah, or the phrasing is weird.
You catch things you wouldn't have just reading it on the slide.
Exactly.
Plus, it helps you anticipate those potential questions.
Right, and problems.
And then technical hiccups.
Yeah, speaking of hiccups.
Oh, yeah.
LearnXYZ also talks about clear communication.
Oh, that's crucial.
Because even the best software in the world can fall flat.
Absolutely.
If you can't explain it.
If you can't explain it well, it's like trying to explain a scientific concept using only jargon.
You lose people immediately.
You've lost them. LearnXYZ suggests using plain language, avoiding those technical terms.
Right.
Unless you absolutely need them.
When you have to.
And structuring your presentation in a way that's logical and easy to follow.
So it's like storytelling.
Yes.
But with a focus on clarity.
Clarity and conciseness.
You want to paint a vivid picture. But make sure everyone can follow along.
Exactly. And that brings us to another important point, handling the unexpected.
Oh, yeah.
Because no matter how well you prepare, things happen.
Curveballs?
Curveballs, technology fails, questions come out of left field.
Oh, I've had a demo where the internet completely died. Nightmare scenario.
That's where that LearnXYZ advice on staying calm under pressure is so valuable.
It's essential.
It is. It's all about having a backup plan.
Right.
So maybe that's a pre-recorded version of the demo, a hotspot for internet issues, or just a clear way to explain the situation.
Right, because panicking just makes things worse.
Right. It does. It erodes trust, and it makes it harder to recover.
Okay, so stay calm and have a plan B.
Exactly. And that also ties into being honest and transparent. If you don't know the answer to a question.
Which happens.
It's okay. Don't try to fake it.
You'll get caught.
Acknowledge you need to do some research and promise to follow up with the right info.
So much better than giving the wrong information.
So much better honesty and commitment to getting the right answer.
That builds trust.
It does. It's much better than trying to seem all-knowing.
Okay, so we've talked about preparation, communication, handling the unexpected. What about the audience themselves?
Ah, yes, the audience.
LearnXYZ had a lot to say about understanding the stakeholder perspective.
And this is crucial.
It is. It's not enough to just give a generic demo.
No, you have to tailor it.
You have to tailor it to the people in the room.
To their specific needs and interests.
And this is where empathy comes in again.
Yes.
Right? Putting yourself in their shoes.
Yeah. Understanding their pain points, anticipating their questions.
LearnXYZ actually suggests creating stakeholder personas.
Yes.
It's like creating fictional characters
exactly.
that represent your ideal audience members.
Complete with their roles, their motivations, their goals.
So instead of just saying, we're presenting to marketing managers,
right.
You create a profile
yes.
of a specific person.
Their age, their experience level, the challenges they face, the goals they're trying to achieve.
That's so smart because then you can really tailor the demo.
You can tailor it to resonate with them on a much deeper level. Highlight the features that matter most to them, anticipate their questions, and ultimately make a much stronger connection.
It's like the difference between a generic sales pitch and a real conversation.
A personalized conversation.
And that personalization goes beyond the content itself.
It does.
It's your delivery, your tone, even your body language.
Everything.
So if you're demoing to executives, you might be more formal.
More data-driven.
But if you're demoing to creatives,
right, you might bring more energy.
More enthusiasm.
Adjust to the room.
Yeah.
LearnXYZ even suggests incorporating interactive elements.
Oh, I love that.
To keep the audience engaged.
Turning a lecture into a conversation.
Exactly. It could be something as simple as asking questions, doing a quick poll, or having a brief hands-on activity.
So they're not just sitting there passively.
Right.
They're participating.
They're part of the experience.
And that makes it more memorable.
More impactful. And that engagement is so crucial for grabbing and keeping attention.
Oh, absolutely.
Which is another thing LearnXYZ talks about a lot.
Because these days, attention spans are short. Short. You can't just go on and on about features.
You got to keep them hooked.
LearnXYZ recommends using storytelling.
Yes.
Visuals.
Visuals are so important.
And even surprises.
Surprises.
I'm intrigued. Tell me more about the surprises.
Okay. So think about watching a movie and suddenly there's a plot twist.
Oh, yeah.
That changes everything.
You're hooked.
You're hooked, right? That's what a good surprise can do in a demo.
Okay.
It could be revealing a hidden feature, sharing a really compelling data point, or even just injecting a little bit of humor.
It's like a reward for paying attention.
It is. It keeps them on their toes and makes the whole experience more enjoyable.
And enjoyment is key.
It is. It makes the demo memorable and it makes people want to learn more.
Welcome back, everyone. We've covered a lot about what makes a good demo.
We have the fundamentals, the practical tips.
But LearnXYZ has some even more advanced strategies.
Oh, yeah. Taking it to the next level.
That we need to talk about.
Absolutely.
One of the things they emphasize is customization.
Yes.
Going beyond just knowing your audience
to
actually tailoring the entire experience.
The whole demo experience.
So we've talked about empathy, stakeholder personas, but how do you actually build that customization into the demo?
Okay, so one way is to have different versions.
Oh, like multiple versions of the demo.
Yes, LearnXYZ suggests that for different audiences, you might have slightly different variations.
So let's say you're showing project management software. The demo you give to developers is going to be different than the one you give to a CEO.
Exactly. Different focus. Different key points.
So it's like different cuts of a movie.
It is. Each one highlighting what's most relevant to that audience.
But that seems like a lot of work.
It can be. But LearnXYZ also talks about something called branching logic.
Branching logic. Yeah. What's that?
This is where the demo actually adapts in real time.
Oh, wow.
Based on the audience's input.
So like those choose your own adventure books.
Exactly.
But for software.
You got it?
I love it. Yeah. So you present a scenario. And based on what the audience picks, the demo changes.
It branches off in different directions to show what's most relevant.
That's brilliant.
It is. It's a great way to keep people engaged and show off the software's versatility.
It's like saying no matter what you need, our software can handle it.
Exactly. Now, another advanced technique they mention is live demos. A little riskier, but the payoff can be huge.
Live demos are definitely a double-edged sword.
They are. I've had those moments where everything works perfectly and it's magical.
Yes.
But then there are times when the tech just fails.
We've all been there.
And that's why LearnXYZ really stresses preparation and risk mitigation.
Always have a backup plan.
Always have a pre-recorded version, a way to switch to a different computer if you need to.
Just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah.
But even beyond that, keep the live demo focused.
So don't try to cram everything in.
No, just highlight a specific capability.
Show it off.
Show it off in a way that's really impactful and memorable.
Less is more.
Exactly. And even if you do a live demo, remember, it's just one part of the overall strategy.
You still need that strong narrative.
Yes.
Clear communication.
A clear call to action.
Speaking of calls to action.
Oh, yeah.
LearnXYZ had some good advice on how to guide your audience towards those next steps.
It's not enough to just wow them with the demo.
Right.
You have to tell them what to do next.
Be specific.
Be specific. Do you want them to sign up for a trial schedule, a meeting, download something? Tell them exactly what to do.
Because if you just leave them hanging,
right,
it's a missed opportunity.
It's like a story with no ending.
And don't be afraid to repeat that call to action.
Yes, repetition is key.
Plant those seeds.
Plant those seeds throughout the demo.
And this all goes back to understanding your audience.
It does.
Tailoring your message.
Absolutely. The language you use, the examples, the tone of your voice, it should all be aligned with what your audience needs.
Create that personalized experience.
Make them feel seen and heard.
Now, as we wrap up this deep dive,
yes,
there's one final point LearnXYZ makes that I think is so important.
What's that?
Continuous improvement.
Yes, never stop learning.
It's not enough to just give the demo.
Right.
You have to keep getting better.
Always be refining, always be elevating your approach.
Get feedback, analyze the data.
See what worked, what didn't.
And make those improvements.
Make those changes for next time.
It's a cycle of learning and growth.
And it never really ends.
No matter how experienced you are.
Exactly. Because technology keeps changing. Audience expectations keep changing.
So stay curious, stay flexible.
Embrace the evolution.
And never stop learning.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into software demos.
I hope you all learned something.
We've gone from the basics
to some pretty advanced stuff.
But the most important takeaway
is
that a great demo is more than just a presentation.
It's a chance to connect, to inspire, to drive action.
And if you're hungry for even more insights, be sure to check out www.LearnXYZ-In.
It's a fantastic website.
A treasure trove of knowledge on software tech and so much more.
Highly recommend it.
And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more deep dives.
We'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening, everyone.